Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey. It is Saturday. Hope everybody's having a good day. Sorry about the late nature of this one, and not late isn't always late. No. I meant to do this show probably 9 hours ago, but I just got so tired. I hadn't slept all night dealing with that stupid YouTube stuff. Oh, by the way, hi, YouTube. How are you? I guess we should talk about that. If you guys missed the show yesterday, you're here on YouTube. Yeah, there was a show. There absolutely was a show. It was over on Rumble, but I was suspended for a day from YouTube. I was actually suspended for 14 days, but an appeal was won by yours truly because of all of the dumb ass punishments that I've gotten here on YouTube, and I've had a few. This was by far the dumbest, the absolute dumbest. Hear me out. I got in trouble for not talking about something I'm not allowed to talk about. That is a true thing. I got in trouble for not doing something wrong. For not doing something wrong. It was, I got hit for election misinformation. And the only thing I said about the election at all was that I couldn't have an opinion on it because I was on YouTube. That's the God honest truth. I even played the clip on Rumble yesterday, so you guys can go watch it and see. And so I downloaded the whole fucking video because once you go through the appeals process, you lose access to it. And I was like, all right, fine, fuck it. I'll download the whole thing. Downloaded the whole thing, and I issued my appeal. And within 5 minutes, they had reinstated me. I was like, are you fucking with me? Yeah. And then I tried talking to YouTube about it on Twitter. Never do that because the people who run YouTube on Twitter, you guys are idiots. You're absolutely fucking stupid. I asked them, I'm like, all right, let me ask you this. I got in trouble for not breaking the rules. How does that even happen? And the guy said to me, well, what you need to do is make sure you understand the rules. I was like, but I did. I understood him. Obviously, I understood him because I specifically went out of my way not to break them, even pointing out that I wasn't breaking them because that would be breaking the rules. Yeah, you just need to learn more about the rules. I'm like, Jesus Christ, who runs this place? Oh my God. They will not tell you the rules though. Well, Faithless, in this case, this is what happened. Literally, what I just said. I was on a stream. This goes all the way back to June of 2021. And I am talking about the January 6th stuff. And I cover a story about it from Anderson Cooper and then a story about it from Rachel Maddow. And I simply say that the former president is allowed to have his opinion on what happened in November. I see, even now, I'm being very careful on how I talk about this. I said he's allowed his opinion. Didn't say what the opinion was. Didn't. In fact, I said he has the right to have the opinion of whether or not. I didn't justify his opinion. I didn't say anything about it other than he's allowed to have it. And then I said, I am not allowed to have an opinion because I'm on YouTube. And that was the end of the conversation about it. That was literally it. So the fact that I got in trouble for that in the first place, it tells me right now they are working on the algorithm, and they are pretty much, if you say anything about the 2020 election, spoken anywhere to the former president's name, then you're probably going to get hit. Sounds like you got mass flag. I don't know that I got that this was a flagging event. I can't imagine that somebody went back 2 years and found that little clip. I mean, there's other stuff that they probably could have hit me for that I've said since then. That, we towed the line a little bit and much more ambiguous with their rules. But this one was just, are you fucking retarded? How did that happen? Oh, well, you need to know the rules. I know the fucking rules. It's why I didn't give my opinion on the election, you asshole. Jesus Christ. Anyhow, so we're back. Only one day, and I'm not going to lie to you guys. I got stressed by it. And I don't deal with stress very well. And the reason I was stressed by it is that was strike number 2. We're still in trouble for medical misinformation, for quoting what the fucking CDC says. And that doesn't fall off until April 28th. So I had 2 strikes on my channel and 1 more strike. That would have been it, guys. Gone. Nothing I could do about it. So yeah, I was stressed all night and I did not sleep well. Even when I finally did get to sleep at like 7 p.m. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to celebrate because we won. Fuck you. I won. Fuck you. No, it's not right. But it did. It stressed me out. And I don't deal well with stress. Are you guys good with stress? My wife is a little stress ball. I love her to death, but she is a little stress ball. I don't know how she does it. I would pull out all my hair, probably end up eating my own feces and be in a padded room the rest of my life. I don't deal with stress. I deal with situations and then they're over and I move on. But this one actually stressed me out a little bit. I'm like, God damn, how do you people do this? I need somebody to teach me. Aren't there like courses and stuff you can learn, like stress management? I'm good with stress up to a point. I'm dealing with things that cause people stress and not getting stressed about them. Does that make sense? But when the stress kicks in, it doesn't happen that often. When I get stressed, not a good thing. Monkey doesn't like it. Punch something. I'm crippled. That would hurt me more than it would. What I used to do, honestly, is laborious work. Get in, like when I worked at Walmart and they would really push me to that limit, one of my managers would, I would go lift heavy things. When I worked at the shop, same thing. And you could do that. There's something about physical activity that helps me deal with stress. Problem is, I can't get much physical activity anymore. So I need like some brain exercise to work with it. Stress will bring you down. The more you know. Seems like there should have been like a public service announcement right there. And I don't have the fuck, I can't even do it. You know, the old NBC logo thing. I need to get that. Anyhow, we're not here to talk about my stress or even how fucking stupid YouTube is. YouTube, seriously, you're going to get your asses kicked by Rumble. Rumble is making so many advances. They have almost every feature you do. Their UI is a little bit ugly, and they're working on that as well. But when so many big names are moving over there and publicly, you guys have an issue right now. You're soon gonna have a site over here that only the true believers are on, and they don't watch your shit. They're not coming here for very much. They're all starting to scatter into the wind. You could have all those creators. You guys were the originals. You were the ones who made it big. Broadcast yourself. And since then, you've turned into the wokiest woke shit ever, to the point where people literally can't talk about an election. You know, where free speech is important to democracy, you dumb sons of bitches. But guys, we were on Rumble last night. I really am enjoying Rumble. I wish they would get dedicated streaming to each person. Right now, they don't have that. When I come to YouTube, I just click a button and we're streaming on my channel. Over there, in order to use StreamYards, I actually have to every day input information. Just got your Rumble notification. Sweet. Did you get a YouTube one? But YouTube, they're catching up. And right now, people are enjoying it. And despite what you might be hearing in the press, it's not some alt-right or even far-right place. It's not preaching to the choir. There's quite a few opinions over there. Quite a few. The difference is people aren't just getting in trouble for every little stupid thing they say. They're allowed to have more speech. And for the free speech, yes, there are some people who are just dropping N-bombs left and right because they're so edgy. Cool. But that's not what most people are doing. They're just allowed to have fucking opinions. Damn. Speaking of opinions, let's talk about Anheuser Busch. Oh my God. What did I tell you guys? What did I say? Don't apologize. Move on. There. Why? Why do these companies who do not watch my show or any way of knowing what I say not listen to me? Why does it keep happening? All right. I need you to listen. Anheuser Busch. Okay. Shh. Just settle down for just a minute. Shut the fuck up. What you need to do, you don't need to apologize. You don't need to put out any kind of statement. What you need to do is go out there and put out ads to your core audience. That's how you apologize. You don't come out there. And by the way, when we get to this apology, this is one of the most god awful things I've ever seen. It reminded me of Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I know a lot of you don't watch that. You really should. But for those of you who do the Wolf Cola episode, I would have swore Glenn and Charlie and Mac had helped write this fucking apology. I really would, because it is so bad. But you don't need to apologize. You need to go out there. Actions speak louder than words. How many times have you guys been told that? Apologizing doesn't mean much in the first place. And frankly, at this point, a lot of people aren't going to accept your apology anyway, or they're going to hold it forever, waiting for that next time you fuck up. Okay? That's not how you apologize. You apologize, by going out there and showing with your actions that this shit was stupid. That's how you do it. You move Mulvaney off to the side. You never mention Mulvaney's name again. Any of your social media that has ties, just gone. A disingenuous apology is just another insult. Indeed, Faithless. I know a lot of you guys don't like Destiny, but Destiny has one of my favorite takes on apologies. People will, say something mean about her, and then they'll get on a stream with him like, oh, by the way, dude, I'm sorry about what I said. And this is what he tells them. He goes, don't apologize to me. He goes, your apology doesn't mean anything. You did it. You knew what you were doing when you did it. So let's just move on. Your apology is meaningless. You're doing that for you, not for me. So just stop. Wait, Bush is Bud Light. Anheuser Busch owns Bud Light. Yes. Anheuser Busch owns tons of different beer companies. We don't have very many major beer companies in the country anymore. We only have 3 or 4. And even Anheuser Busch got bought up by what the name is? Fuck, I can't remember. There was a big hubbub about it. Oh, was it a decade ago now? When they got bought out by a foreign company? Yeah, we don't own shit. We don't have very many at all. If you want an American brew, and I realize a lot of you people out there, American beer sucks. Whatever. If you want an American brew, you pretty much got to go to microbreweries these days. Inbred. I don't think that's actually the name, is it? So Anheuser Busch, they came out. The CEO of Anheuser Busch came out with an apology, and this thing is god awful. This is fucking god awful. First of all, this is apology. It's not. There's no apology in this. Our responsibility to America. Team YouTube, thank you so very much. Nice channel you have there, but we lick too many windows to do anything. I appreciate you being that honest, Team YouTube. I really, really do. InBev is the name. There you go. I knew it was something like that. Although with this apology, Inbred might responsibility as the CEO. This is a good time to show a commercial for Ranting Monkey. Ladies and gentlemen, do you enjoy profane monkeys talking about the news and sports and video games and all of that kind of stuff? If you do, please consider buying some monkey with a donation. I don't know. Hit the like, the share, and if you would, please donate to the channel. Tell your friends, your family, that bitch you hate. Get them all here. Our responsibility to America. As the CEO of that was a god-awful commercial, wasn't it? I really need to work on that. Bubba, thank you for dropping the link. And Dangerous, thank you for giving me the one that's pinned at the top of your YouTube chat. Those links are also in your descriptions, guys. Our responsibility to America. I will get through this eventually. As the CEO of a company founded in America's heartland more than 165 years ago, you know what? This is going to take me a long time to read because we are going to go painstakingly through the mistakes in this apology. And there's a lot of them. I don't mean anything that's like misspelling or words out of play, grammar. No, 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 no. It starts this way. As the CEO of a company founded in America's heartland more than 165 years ago. That's meaningless, shithead. That doesn't mean anything. It doesn't matter. Anheuser Busch, if you guys were 2 years old and you did this, you still would have been wrong. And I want to talk about why. I got into a minor argument with somebody on my game stream last night. The problem here is not just that Anheuser Busch went woke. There's ways that you can go woke and it's not going to hurt you the same way, right? For instance, it was brought up because I'd mentioned Heineken yesterday, that Heineken was woke because they backed illegal immigration. Well, they backed immigration. I don't know if they actually backed illegal immigration, but they backed immigration, right? All right, fair enough. You know who really likes beer? Mexicans. This wasn't, in that case, you can't look at it and go, hey, you're going to an audience that doesn't even drink your stuff. Illegals drink beer. In the case of the Mulvaney thing, what fucking audience were you going for there? The people who sip beer and then throw it away because, oh my God, that doesn't taste like strawberries. Donald Camp, thank you so very much for the feminist $12. Rumble some more, Monk. Ramble some more, Monk. Ramble some more. I plan to. I really do plan to. There's different ways of going woke. Yes, you can make a mistake, or okay, I think it's a mistake. You can do something stupid wokey, right? That's not going to ruin your business. You're going to get a little pushback on it, but you're not going to destroy things. In this case, you have a woman in charge of their advertising who's literally going against their core starting audience, right? With something like this, something with a brand specific consumer product, you want to grab those people as young as possible, pull them in as lifelong consumers. And she wants to get rid of that. In this case, frat boys. Hashtag not all, but you're going after that dude bro who's going to pound some brewskis with his friends. You're not going after the chick with the wiener who rolls around in a bubble bath and giggles like she thinks a woman would. That's the kind. Did you guys see that part? Because there's there's two different videos that came out in response to this from Mulvaney that I saw. There might be more. One of them is that god awful little sip. I really like the butter. Is there like there's sports going on? There's that one. And then there's another one where they're rolling around in a bubble bath in a scene that if it was like in a movie or a television show or real life, chances are the drink, if somebody's drinking in the bathtub, by the way, really bad fucking idea. They're going to have wine or champagne, not cheap beer. Oh, fuck. It's disturbing to me and it bothers me. The problem wasn't just that they went woke, it's that they went woke and pretty much went against their target audience. They're trying to change the target audience. Beer's gross. All right, let's be honest. It's something most people don't take to immediately. They keep drinking it because their friends do, and that's what's at the party, and they develop a taste for it. On its own, it tastes like shit. But that's how you build your core lifelong audience who's going to keep drinking your name brand consumer product instead of going to Natty Light or Coors or Heineken or whatever else they could be drinking. You lock them in. And in this case, you're like, are you gay? Would you like a gay beer? If you want to be the gay beer, by all means be the gay beer. But don't like kind of, forgive the expression, backdoor it. You're going against most likely to buy your shit. We need to get away from the frat boys. Why? You should be sponsoring frats, for fuck's sake. Jesus Christ. These are the people who are going to be drinking lifelong. Why the fuck are you trying to alienate them? You know what would really sell a whole bunch? The only way this sells a whole bunch of beer is when people are like, you know what? The world's just gotten too fucked. I need to be liquid medicated so I don't feel anything anymore. That's it. That's the only way. All right. You do an ad like Coors did a few years ago with the mountains turned blue when it was cold. That blue, the cold activated can from Coors, people love that fucking thing. It is kind of cool. I don't drink beer, but I do like it. I like the can. Do something like that. The cold beer, big titties, trucks, America. That's how you sell beer. Not, oh my God. Did you guys know there was basketball going on? Oh my God. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, so you start off this apology by telling us you're a CEO of a company that's really old. Okay. As the CEO of a company founded in America's heartland, no longer owned by Americans, he didn't put that in there. More than 165 years ago, I am responsible for ensuring every consumer feels proud of the beer we brew. I'm sorry, I'm laughing through this. No, homie, your job is not to make sure that people feel proud of the beer they're drinking. It's to make them want to drink your beer. And pride can be part of it, because people do get into beer fights, just, the same way we do with anything. Like, no, Nintendo, no, Sega, no, you have console wars, you have beer wars, you have cola wars, you have McDonald's versus Five Guys or whatever fucking nonsense people. No, that's the better fast food. That you have that, so maybe a little bit of pride, right? A little bit of pride. But that pride should be built on, them wanting to drink it. It should be built on the, if you're going the proud thing, all right, listen to me. I know you're not. But if somebody could get this to Mr. B. Whitworth, I think is the name there. B. Whitworth. America. You start this by trying to capitalize on America. Right there. You understand that. America's heartland. It's in the first line. It's right there. America. Oh my God. That's what you went with instead of America, you fucking asshole. Jesus Christ. Here's a great marketing campaign for you, okay? I know you guys have your blue and white can. Add a little bit of red. Add a little bit of red. Make that motherfucker red, white, and blue. You want to tap into America and pride? Red, white, and blue. America, bitch. Lancelot, thank you so much. Monk reads articles like how he watches videos. One sentence and 25 minutes of talking. It's true. Look, my job is not just to read you guys the news. My job is to comment. That's why anybody who ever tries to accuse me of just, all they do to their react is watch something and then move on. There ain't no fucking way. I can't. How we are one sentence into this. How long have I been going on this subject? Like 10 minutes, 15 minutes? Can't claim he isn't transformative. Damn Skippy, Bubba. All right. He understands the pride thing and the American thing. He's got it right there in the beginning. And instead of actually, seriously, dude, listen to me. Just go make a pro-America Bud Light commercial. America. Go out there, celebrate the Second Amendment. Go out there, celebrate free speech. Go out there, celebrate titties and baseball and America. Don't give us Dylan Mulvaney, who clearly doesn't even like beer, getting their own, it's a special can. What do you call that? A promotional can. Why are you putting Dylan Mulvaney on a can? Put somebody who actually drinks beer and looks manly and American. That's how you do it, for fuck's sake. Shit. How come I'm not in charge of this? Heavy on the titties. Yes. This cannot be overstated. Titties sell beer. They always have. Titties sell everything. Now, I know we're not supposed to objectify women. Women, do you realize how much you could sell to men with titties? Obviously, you do. I've seen thoughts on different, let's call them social media networks. You guys understand the power of it. You do it yourselves. You do it to sell yourself. If you guys started women, great time for you. All right, listen to me. Go start a beer company. Call it Titty Beer. Titty Beer will sell. You go out there, you make titty beer, and all of your commercials just look like somebody stripped the Hooters off Hooters waitresses, and it's just titties there with a beer between it. People will buy that shit, and you women will take over the advertising and beer industries. Because hear me out, you guys will get away with it. We're not allowed to do it anymore. That's objectifying women. You guys can, because you are those women. You guys could knock Anheuser Busch off the planet. Call it Double Peaks. Oh, Bubba, that's great. Double Peaks titty beer. That's awesome. You guys could do it. Women, hear me out. I know it's rough. Hire men to do all the hard work. That's what men do. We hire other men to do all the hard work. So, ladies, hire men to do the hard work. Have your big tittied friends come and put a cold activated bottle of beer between their titties and sell titty beer. You guys will make a fortune. And I don't even want to cut. Well, I don't say I don't want to cut. I just want 0.01% of all global sales. That's it. Just take the idea. 0.01 of all global sales. That's it. We're honored to be part of the fabric of this country. He's doing this appeal, this American appeal. Anheuser Busch employs more than 18,000 people, and our independent distributors employ an additional 47,000 valued colleagues. I like that the first people, they're just people, and then the other valued colleague. Raw potato, thank you. Why do people like beer? It tastes terrible. No one should be buying beer unless it's to make beer battered fish. That is the only acceptable reason. People like it, man. You get a nice little buzz off it. It's not as strong as something like whiskey or tequila. You can get a little drunk on, and it tastes like shit. I don't know why people drink that crap. I don't like it. It's like coffee. I've tried to like it because I'm an American male and we're supposed to, but I don't. So I don't know. I don't. I'm trying to think of a good reason. Maybe you just like the taste of yeast. I don't know. I'm not even the biggest fan of like beer battering and stuff because it tastes like beer most of the time. We have thousands of partners, millions of fans, and a proud history of supporting our communities, military, first responders, sports fans, and hardworking Americans everywhere. Can we just back up a minute? We support communities. Okay. Military. All right. First responders. I hear you. Sports fans. That kind of de-escalated quickly, didn't it? Wait, how the fuck do you support sports fans? By overcharging them for beer when they go to the ballpark? Ministry of Wrong Thing, thank you. Hey, Monk, not to distract you, but have you been paying attention to this Pentagon leaker stuff? Dropped a lot of inconvenient facts about the blue-yellow flag situation. I have. We might get to that later. We've already talked about it briefly on one show and then a little more in depth. I want to say the last show we did here on YouTube. So 2 nights ago. But yeah, I've been paying attention. And hardworking Americans everywhere. How are you supporting hardworking Americans everywhere? I guess by them getting drunk each night so they can keep going back to their boring ass job in the morning. Maybe. Do you only drink Pepsi? Actually, I don't even drink Pepsi anymore. I drink Great Value Diet. And there's going to be people who judge me on that, but hear me out. Pepsi, I went to the store with Lady Monkey and we're buying 2 liters because that's what I tend to drink. And I noticed that the Diet Pepsi 2 liter is $2.50, and that the Sam's Choice Great Value, whatever the hell it's called, was $1.10. And I went, Pepsi is not a dollar, almost $1.50 better than Sam's Cola. It's just not. So fuck it, just switch to the other one and save money. So yeah. And considering I go through like a one and a half of these a day, I'm saving like over $300 a year just switching to slightly less tasty. It actually is just a little more flat than Diet Pepsi. But yeah, I'm not so brand loyal that I'll be like, you know what? I'm gonna pay twice as much for that shit. Nah, bruh. Nah, bruh. And if I'd noticed that sooner, I would have made the change sooner. All right, where are we at here? Oh, by the way, thank you, President Biden, for getting me off of Diet Pepsi. So if it wasn't for you, sir, probably still be drinking it. I'm okay with them, saying that they support the military and first responders and that stuff. And I don't know what they mean by that. Because he's not specific there, right? He doesn't say like we give college scholarships to people going into military endeavors in college, like going into, you join the ROTC and we're going to give you a scholarship. You know what I mean? They could do that, but they don't say it. So it's just more nonsensical shit thrown into here. This whole thing is nothing but buzzword bullshit. And the one thing you're not going to find is, I'm so sorry about the stupid shit we did. All right. We never intended to be part of a discussion that divides people. Really? I mean, there are people who don't, folks who don't think you should be drinking at all. That's a little different, I suppose. We are in the business, I love this. We are in the business of bringing people together over a beer. You remember the beer summit? That's what they're here for. They don't mean to get into discussions that divide people. They're here for the beer summits. How many of you guys are old enough to know what a beer summit is? Then did they fire that bitch? Did they? No, as far as I know, they haven't gotten rid of her. They really should. There's a great story that came out the other day. We need to get rid of we need to stop, going after the frat boys. Pictures came out of her at a frat party. Silly bitch. But no, they're not getting rid of her. Of course not. They pay her a lot of money to say stupid shit. And the blowback that they would get from firing a woman over this, oh, Jesus, they'd never hear the end of it. You have to remember, this is why I say they shouldn't apologize. So many people, you should come out and say you're not for this kind of stupid shit. No, they should not. No, they shouldn't. Because they're a business. And while you guys might go out and buy a Bud Light in support of them, they need to stay solvent for the long term. And all that'll happen is basically what's been happening to Mr. Clarence Thomas, Justice Clarence Thomas. The press, they'd have a major freak out, and then they'd sit and wait, and they would just slowly tear them down. That's what would happen. It happens all the time. Have you seen the shit they're trying to do to Clarence Thomas? They've been going after this man since he was first nominated to be on the bench, and he beat him. There are people who have dedicated their lives to trying to tear him down in our press. And that's what happened to these guys. And this is a beer company. Nobody'd care. There's other beer companies. My time serving this country taught me the importance of accountability, which you take none of here. The importance of accountability and the values upon which America was founded: freedom, hard work, and respect for one another. Time out. America was founded on respect for one another? You are aware that one of our vice presidents murdered a man in a duel because they hated each other, right? Another founding father Yeah, that fucking respect for that. Stop bullshitting. We had respect in a different way back then. Right now, our respect is fake. Right now, it's like, oh my God, you're the perfect person. That's not actually having respect for people. You want to know what's really respectful? Being honest with people. That's what it is. America was founded on get the fuck off my lawn. You're not wrong, foreign native. Absolutely not wrong. Congress used to get in the problem. Yeah, who was it? Lyons? Is that his name? The guy who beat another man with his cane on the House floor? Chicago Mike, thank you. I personally love a good beer, and it's my adult beverage of choice. However, I like a beer with flavor, and that eliminates Bud Light. Seriously, my choice is microbrews, support small businesses. There you go. When I worked at Walmart, one of my main duties that I had over the years there was dealing with the beer. And there's a beer called Oberon that we only featured, I want to say right around Halloween. It's in a blue box with a yellow sun on it. People love the shit out of it, but I could only get it one time a year. The other one was a wine called Witch's Brew. This shit is nasty, but you put wine out that says Witch's Brew in the month of October, and women will buy the shit out of it. Fela says they respected each other enough to fight over their honor. Exactly. And that's what happened in the Burr-Hamilton duel. It was a matter of honor. Those two men hated each other. Adams and Jefferson hated each other for a long time. That doesn't get portrayed very well, but they actually did when they were still working because they came from different sides, a Federalist versus a Democratic Republican. And they disliked each other, but they were honest about it. I've talked about this before. This is one of those places where I really respect how the British at least mostly do it. They're not mean to each other, but they're kind of like children in America, not children overall. Here in America, we beat honesty out of children. Hey, don't say that. Shh. Don't ask him where he lost his hand. Don't ask him why he looks like that. Shh. No. We don't talk about that. Meanwhile, over in London, somebody will be like, dude, you stink. And the other guy go, oh, yeah, maybe I need to go take a shower. Here you go, dude, you stink. Oh, this is just my personal preference, not to take baths every day. They're far more honest with each other. And by American standards, it's mean as fuck. You ever watch these guys talk? It's mean as fuck. And here in America, they probably end up with lawsuits over the shit they say to each other. John, thank you. You want good military leaks? Look at the war thunder boards they have to get rid of stuff a lot. I'm not shocked by that. I'm actually shocked there's not more leaks online from military stuff. Other than the fact you can go to jail for it. But yeah, here we don't respect respect was not the same. It's not the same because we give false respect now. I have to we used to say respect is earned, not gained. And now it's like you need to respect everybody because everybody, and I do that retarded voice because it is retarded. You need to respect everybody. Everybody has good things about them. That's not respect. It's actually disrespectful. By the way, your military experience, I'm sorry, I need you guys to stop doing this. I thank you for your service, all right? But your military service has literally nothing to do with this, especially when you start out with it taught you the importance of accountability and you take literally none in this apology letter. Like literally none. The importance of accountability. It taught you that, but apparently you don't practice it. My mom taught me lots of things that I've just ignored too, dude, but as the CEO of Anheuser Busch, I'm focused on building and protecting our remarkable history and heritage. Did you see what you guys did? You want to show me that you see again, show. Don't just write it, don't just say it. Show me. You want to show that you're focused on building and protecting heritage. Fire the idiots that were responsible for this. Because yes, you have the one lady, other people involved. Everybody involved in that shit, fire them. End of story. Go away. We don't need to see you anymore. That's how you show me you actually care about the heritage of your company, your 165-year-old company from the American heartland. That's how you show it. You don't make this fucking thing. I care deeply. Can we stop telling people how much we care in these fucking apologies? You don't care. You care that there was some blowback. I care deeply about this country, this company, our brand, and our partners. Fire her. I'm not telling you have to. I'm telling you what will work. Fire her. Dog respect. Thank you for that. Feminist $12. You want my respect? Earn it. If you are in a profession where I give baseless respect, military and first responders, show me why you deserve it. Indeed. I do not believe in I do want to couch that. There are positions where I think you should be respectful. Like if I met the president, I wouldn't tell him to go fuck himself. I might even, bring up some politics, but I have respect for the office of president that the first thing I said to a president if I got to meet him wouldn't be, "Hey, you're a fucking asshole," even though I clearly think he's a fucking asshole. I'd be like, "It's nice to meet you, Mr. President. Why did you do X?" See, and I would do that because it's respect for the office, not for him. And I do believe that that is something we have lost in our country that we do need back. And it is a kind of a fake civility, which I was just talking about. But I think some of it is good, but it's based not on that person, it's based on the office that they hold. Where were we? I spend much of my time traveling across America, listening to and learning from our customers, distributors, and others. So, why? Where did you go where you had people going, "Hey, what we really need to do, stop advertising to people most likely to drink our beer and, you know, back delusional mental health issues." Where did lost audio? Oh shit! Sorry about that, guys. Am I back? No, it's not, Susan. No, sometimes it's my internet. We'll talk about that again in a minute. Um, am I back yet? I just want to make sure I'm back before I keep talking. Okay, yeah, thank you, Faithless. Sometimes it's the nature of my, no, I'll get to that later. Moving forward, I will continue to work tirelessly to bring great beers to consumers across our nation. I think it says B. Whitworth, I don't know, CEO of Anheuser Busch. Now, I heard a whole bunch of people. Okay, I saw a whole bunch of people today go, "This is a horrible apology." It's not an apology. It's not an apology. There's no apology in here. There's no "we made a mistake." There was we didn't intend to get in a discussion that divides people. Did you say we're sorry we got into this? No, we didn't intend it. There is no apology here. And this is what makes me think of the Wolf Cola episode of the Boca Raton episode of It's Always Sunny. This is life imitating art. In that episode, they become the official soft drink of Boca Haram, and they have to go and apologize on TV. And Dennis is like, "No, you don't apologize. You do not apologize." And in fact, their apologies going very well. Their non-apology apologies going very well until D speaks up and goes, "And we're sorry." No, you don't apologize. You don't say shit. You go out there and you show people. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. But you're actually the CEO of Budweiser and have actually Anheuser Busch, but I get what you mean. And have to legally think about the shareholders first. What does What does Ranting Monkey CEO say? Me? We don't say anything. And you don't. The proper answer here, honest to God, guys, is not to do anything, not to say anything. Metal Minister, thank you. It's a "we're sorry you're offended" apology. It wasn't even that. There's no sorry in there. What you do, you don't say shit. You go out there and you immediately get some kind of ad on the air, a new ad campaign that pushes all of this shit that he's saying there, our 165-year heritage. There you go. Of Americans' heartland. There you go. Fuck it, dude. Just start out with a camera way above some small town America place, right? Maybe over a wheat field, and you come into this small town, and it just slowly keeps going in, and it focuses in on this one beer or this one bar, and the whole town's there celebrating nothing of note. They're just all having a good time and drinking, and you keep zooming in until you get right behind the bartender, where you got the nice Bud Light logo. There you go. There you go. And then you can even put Bud Light, 165 years of America's heartland. There you go. Bringing people together. You can even get a little bit of your wokey shit in there. America's heartland. Sponsored by Bud Light. It's so fucking easy. It's beer, you stupid sons of bitches. Yeah, you stay the fuck out of anything political. God damn. Don't apologize. Just make it better. Which brings me to King Tim. King Tim. Jesus fuck. I thought I had an ego. All right. So in response to this, Tim Pool tweeted this out, which is one of the dumbest things I think I've ever seen. They must apologize. This is not enough. In all caps. They must apologize. They don't owe you an apology, shithead. If they want to get, there you go, Faithless, if they want to be honest, 165 years of getting ugly people laid, 100%. But they must apologize. One, that's dumb. Apologizing is dumb. And two, who do they owe an apology to? Can somebody answer that for me other than their shareholders? Maybe their shareholders. I'll give you that one. But I doubt Tim is talking in a way of, hey, you screwed up your fiduciary responsibilities here. What the fuck? Who do they owe that to? Oh, non-wokies. All right. Their actual customers. Why? Why do they owe their actual customers look, I think they alienated them, they're faithless, but it doesn't change the taste of the beer. It doesn't change anything about the product. They don't actually owe you an apology. You can think it would be nice, but they didn't slight you. Now, the chick who comes on to defend this shit, what is she? She's the, I want to say, head of marketing for Bud Light specifically, the one who comes out and tells us, hey, yeah, we're gonna stop, we gotta get off this frat boy culture. I don't know that she sounded like that. That's my best imitation, though. Maybe she owes people an apology, the frat boys an apology. But the Dylan thing, they didn't really insult anybody. Okay, maybe they owe women, maybe they owe women an apology for that. Maybe. But the Bud Light drinkers, the beer doesn't taste any different. And they're allowed to have their own opinions. They don't. Is an apology really what you want? Wouldn't apology change anything? If they came out and said, hey, look, we made a horrible mistake doing that. Never should have done it. Our bad. I know some of you. How many of you are going to be like, all right, they said that, but I'm going to wait. The next time they make even the smallest fucking thing, I'm going to bring this shit back up, even though they apologize. I know how this works. I've been around. You guys know. Do you know next week at this time, I'm going to be 48 years old. My birthday's in a week. April 22nd, mark it down, guys. It's the day the gods introduced me to the world, for better or worse. Kid Rock is cringe and gay. I like Kid Rock. Sorry, guys. Michigan weather, once again, I'm just going to leave it at that and not get any more in depth, but I might be coughing and muting myself from time to time. I like Kid Rock. The whole thing with the machine gun and shooting the fucking Bud Light thing. Look, man, if you're going to go out there, I don't know if he already had it on hand. If you're going to go buy something just so you can destroy it, I don't know what point you're proving. You're gonna make fans from it. They're gonna be like, yeah, go Kid Rock, and you're gonna make other people pissed, like, oh my god. But otherwise, I mean, he shoots a whole bunch of stuff, and in one of the most painful things I've ever seen, he went and got gallons and gallons and gallons of Hidden Valley Ranch and destroyed it. It was like it was a nightmare. It was slaughter. It was wholesale slaughter. Just all this wonderful ranch dressing gone to waste. But it is cool to watch. I just don't understand people who destroy their own stuff. Donate it. Be American. Sell that shit. Like, hey, I've already bought this. I have it on hand, but maybe I can get $5 for it. Give it to a bum, for fuck's sake. We got plenty of those. Fuck it. Yeah, it's yours. Do what you want with it. But I just never got the point of destroying things like that. Throw in the trash. Yeah. I mean, I guess now there is one caveat because we are in the new world. There is a new world order. It's the social media world that we're in now. You can pick up some clout that way. And in Kid Rock's case, he probably did. He probably did well for himself by doing that. He probably picked up fans or reignited fans. So in his case, sure. Jim Bob McGee doing it. Chicago Mike, thank you. Anheuser Busch owes me an apology for tasting like piss. Fair enough. I think all beer tastes nasty, so is what it is. I just don't think an apology. Not only is it not going to help, I just don't think it's owed. Again, maybe to women because Dylan Mulvaney is the most ridiculous caricature of what womanhood might be like. It's so bad, so bad. Maybe you owe women one, but when it comes to them, their advertising, no apologies even needed. It's not owed to anybody. It's not like they went out there and actually made an ad that said "fuck frat boys." Then maybe, but they joined in on this shit. It is what is prevalent in America today, and it was a minor thing that they should have known better. Not every mistake requires an apology. He's not claiming womanhood, but girlhood. He's done both, Faithless. He's done both. He loves to talk about girlhood, though, which should make parents everywhere worried. Damn lighter. I'll get myself a candle to put right in front of me so I don't have to light lighters. These stupid political arguments don't affect anything long run for big corps. It depends. It depends. A company like Nike, and I'm glad you brought that up because this goes to the non-apology thing. When Nike hires Colin Kaepernick, there was a dip in their sales. There was a dip in their stock, and then it came back. And it's actually done quite well. I think it's having another. I looked at it the other day. I think it's gone back down a little bit, but it hasn't really hurt them. They keep doing woke shit over and over. Remember when they had the fat people who were obviously not going to exercise in any way, promoting exercise clothing? And people were like, why are you promoting this fat people stuff? People still go out and buy Nike, man. People still buy Bud Light. And you give them 6 months and the sales will pick back up. Because what they did wasn't that egregious. For one thing, they didn't comment as much as Dylan commented. You know what I mean? So they can disavow, we didn't say that. Yeah, I just don't think in the long run, if they just let it die out, that it hurts them all that much. Not growing is death in capitalism. It is. But you know what's going to happen? And we already saw a little uptick the other day. Their stock's going to go down some. And smart investors are going to buy when it's low. Probably after that horrible non-apology. But the smart thing, prices to dip, buy that stock when they know it's coming back up and making more money. Poor people are like me buying Diet Pepsi with their money. Oh shit, is it going again? Fucking internet. Nothing I can do about it, guys. Nothing I can do. So I unless it actually completely craps out, we're just gonna keep going. Unless it actually ends my stream for me here. Oh shit. So that seems to be the biggest news I saw today, which is really sad. The Anheuser Busch thing is that big. It's kind of weird. The fuck is that cross-eyed bitch? Sorry. When somebody new likes it's a picture that I'm not used to, likes one of my tweets or something like that, and I have to click on it to see who they are. It's an obsession. I've done it with all of you who follow me. If you've ever liked one of my tweets, I have clicked on your profile. And that one was just a weird looking one. I didn't mean to be mean to that bitch, but goddamn. What else was going on today? I know there's a oh god. Yeah, this is a breaking one. This is new. There's a new Disney controversy. And this one's dumb as shit. This is dumber than usual. Disney's gotten a lot of shit for casting, the color casting. Like, she's a redhead, quick, make her black. Well, they have hired actresses for is it a TV show that they're doing of Lilo and Stitch? Sorry, Lilo and Stitch, the live action adaptation. And they've hired an actress to play Nani. Nani is the older sister of Lilo, right? It's the sister. It's been a long time since I've watched any Lilo and Stitch. Well, some people are upset because this is hang on. This is what Nani looks like in the TV show. She is not a Hawaiian woman. She's Hawaiian. And this is who they cast to play her. A native Hawaiian. That's the controversy. She's not dark enough of a Hawaiian. But better is the tweet that I saw with this. Not being indigenous or from a POC community, it may not be easy to see a problem with this casting. But within our communities, this is a big issue. No offense to Sydney, but Nani is indigenous Hawaiian with strong features and dark skin. This casting is blatant colorism. Dun, dun, dun. We knew this was coming. We knew this shit was going to come. But in this case, it's an actual Hawaiian. They were like, we should be true to this. We should be true to this. And it's a POC character. Let's get a POC. Let's get somebody from Hawaii. Sorry, she's not dark enough. Let her get a tan. When Moana, give Moana another couple of years. Moana's not that old. They're still going through their catalog from the 90s for the movies that they're making in real life. So give them a little bit and Moana will be made. Colorism like all the redheads that disappeared? No, foreign nation. No, foreign native. No, that's different. That's different. Somebody responded to this. Wait till they see what they did to Ariel. And this guy's response, I'm not making this up, was, that's fictional. Um, you know in Lilo and Stitch that there's like aliens running around, right? That fuck. They're already discussing the Moana remake. Oh, yeah, I'm sure they're discussing it. But you still have before I would think before Moana, you still got to do Frozen. Just as this is or that is retarded. It's absolutely retarded. It's dumb as shit. Hey, look. We realize that you did get whoops, I said African. You did get a Hawaiian. You got a Hawaiian. However, uh, now I would be on their side. Honestly, I would be on their side about representing the character as they actually look. If this didn't happen all the time, I am such a. I don't like most of the. Well, Garfield was okay. It's just his acting wasn't as good. I don't like the representation I've seen of Peter Parker in the movies. And they make him a young white guy, which is fine, but he's not just a young white guy. I'd be on your side, guys. I would, but you guys have fucked it all up. All right, I'm muted for just a second. I'm not actually, it's not my internet this time. 1 second, guys. So sorry about that. Anyway, I think when you go to make live action adaptations, you should do your best to make people look like the characters they're portraying. You should. But that hasn't been the standard. And you don't get to now be like, that doesn't look exactly like the cartoon character. When you make fun of people for this all the time. Now, I don't know if this guy specifically has, but the entire thing has been going on for a while. You don't get, oh my God. And in this case, they hired a fucking native Hawaiian. She was born in what? Not, fuck, what island was it? The Big Island, whichever one that is. I'm pretty sure is the one she's from. Or maybe it's the little girl playing Lilo that's from that island. They went out there and they got him from fucking goddamn. It's not dark enough. Sorry. At this point, and I'm being honest, I would not be shocked to see like a Martin Luther King biopic, and then be like, oh, that actor, he's not as dark as King was. Yeah, he did a great job with it and everything. He got most of the looks and mannerisms right. Oh, he's a little too light skinned, a little too, or even the opposite. He's a little too dark skinned. That's where we're getting to. You guys realize these are actors playing roles, right? They don't have to be spot on. As close as possible is what it should be. As close as possible with the best actors you have. That's how you should be hiring for these things. God damn, I hate these people. Honolulu is the main big island you're thinking of. I don't think, no, it's not the one I was thinking of, gamer. Oahu. Maybe it's Oahu that I was thinking of. I can't remember. I saw it earlier in like 3 different articles that I read about this, and my brain just didn't care enough. I want MLK biopic starring Ryan Gosling. Let's go crazy. I mean, why not? So that's their new thing. This poor lady's gonna probably end up losing her job. I would not be shocked to see her. And you know what? I don't even think she'll be fired. I think what'll probably happen if this goes anywhere is that she will be like, they're right. I'm going to go ahead and give this up to somebody who's indigenous. I'm going to give it to an indigenous actor. We've seen that before. We've seen actresses step away from roles because they got bullied into doing it. You saw that one with ScarJo, remember? Where she was going to be playing a trans man, who, by the way, should be played by a biological woman. But since she's not a trans man, they were like, you can't do it. She's like, all right, then I won't do it. You know what happened in that movie? Anybody know? It didn't get made. You know why? It's because ScarJo was the one who was bringing the attention to the project. It's not like it was some major movie. This was basically an art house kind of film. And you need money and backers who are willing to back it. And they're not going to go, we have a trans man being the actual trans man. And have your actual donors, people who are putting up their fucking money, go like, oh yeah, it's a nobody. Nobody's ever heard of him. Well, fuck yeah, I'm going to give all my money to that shit. So they're saying a trans woman is not a real woman. No, trans man. Trans man. Yeah, this is fucking nonsense. And what they ended up doing is a story that may have brought some light to their plight ended up not getting made. Good job. Fucking idiots. Fucking Lilo. Oh God. She's not dark enough. All right. I guess I want to talk about this one just because it's kind of funny. And when I say kind of funny, it's really horrible, but in a kind of funny way. We can have fun with it. Ladies, this one is something you guys need to know. This is important to y'all. Not so much to us men, because we don't have uteri. My uterus fell out after passing gas. It looked like a penis. Sweetheart, I don't think you've seen penises. If you think your uterus looked like one. But how the fuck hard did you fart that you blew out your own uterus? The fuck were you eating? Thank you, Evolved Potato. We need a Shaq movie starring Danny DeVito as Shaq. More than 2 feet difference. That would be the ultimate biopic. I would watch the Shaq movie starring Danny DeVito. Well, I mean, it's sort of an inside penis in a way. Not exactly. And nothing internal looks like a penis. Everything internal is all pink and weird looking. And if your penis is pink, you should probably stop rubbing it so much. Prolapsed uterus now? Keep going. Yes, she prolapsed her uterus, farting in her sleep. A woman thought that she farted out a penis. I'm just going to let that part hang. A woman thought that she farted out a penis. Uh-huh. We need a little bit better biology in schools. If you think it's even possible for you to fart out a penis, sweetheart, somebody fucked up in your education. When they take the girls to the other class, do they even do that anymore to tell them about becoming a woman? Do they explain that they don't have a giant dick inside of them? Would that not be a creep? No. She didn't pass any gas from her vagina. She farted and it blew out and it caused something to blow out her vagina. That's what happened. Lauren K., who goes by Fresno Nightcrawler on TikTok, first shared the story on her social media mishap a week ago of her medical mishap. Whoops, that's a whole different thing. A few weeks ago in a TikTok video that quickly garnered 23.6 million views. The whole world knows this chick is an idiot and has some killer gas. Fuck. That's like Taco Bell and eating a whole brick of Velveeta. That must have shook walls. The 18-year-old claimed that when she was younger, she woke up in the middle of the night after she farted really loud and found her uterus hanging out in her underwear. Now, I've never had that happen. Wouldn't that be painful? I don't have a uterus, but I feel like an internal organ being outside would be painful. This will never not be the funniest thing that's ever happened to me, she captioned the video. Sweetheart, that's not funny. Jeez, it's just so funny. I farted and blew out my innards. People flooded her comments with questions, prompting her to make several other videos. Really? By the way, I do not believe that this chick blew out her uterus when she was in her teens. It can happen, by the way. So I was 17 and I farted really loud, and it suddenly felt like I had laid an egg, like I was sitting on a tennis ball in my bed, like I was lying on top of one. I couldn't get comfortable, and I'm walking around and I feel like something is like I just shit myself, like something is out. All right. This is why I don't believe it, because I don't know any woman or any human who would blow something out of themselves to where it felt like there was something there and they wouldn't like, you know, check. Too uncomfortable to sleep, Lauren went to the bathroom to inspect whatever was in her underwear. You thought you shit yourself and you were just gonna go back to sleep. You a dirty bitch. I get to the bathroom and I look and I'm like, do I have a penis? Confused about what happened, Lauren took a photo and began searching for answers online, which led her to assume that she'd experienced a uterine prolapse. Turns out my uterus fell out, which doesn't usually happen until you're in your mid 70s when your pelvic floor decides it has given up. Turns out when you push when you poop, it weakens the pelvic floor so much that your uterus could fall out. You were 17. What the fuck is your family feeding you that you're pushing that much that it weakened your pelvic floor to that of a 70-year-old woman? Could fall out and or your rectum and you just have to stick it back in. You you didn't go to your mom and be like, "Mom, I blew my uterus out." Uh, I don't believe this story at all. I believe this woman found out what a uterine prolapse is, and she made up this story for clout. And good on her, man. 23 million people tuned in to hear that this chick strains a lot when she shits and farts so bad her innards literally blow out of her twat. I mean, good for you. Goddamn. 17. You just have to push it back in. Yeah, but you should also probably see a doctor. Go see a doctor because you should not have your uterus blowing out of your. Uh, you ever see those dog toys where you squeeze them and like a tongue pops out? That's just what I imagine here. I bet she's gonna have a hell of a dating life now. I mean, maybe in Germany. She'd be big in German circles. Circles? I was just pronouncing it in German. Oh, I don't care about that chick. I don't care about that story. And I think we're caught up on the things that I had wanted to, or that I'd seen that I cared enough about to bring up. Other than Razor Fist video from today. Anybody watch that? Well, from yesterday now, I guess. He he starts off talking about monopolies and ends up talking about regulation. And it's something that needs to be talked about. It really does. Turns out her underwear only lasted 2 wears before she blew out the back. That thought had to be so. She says she was sleeping. You guys ever fart so loud you woke yourself up? I cannot say that's ever happened. Now I have woke up and been like, God damn, was I farting in my sleep because you could smell it? I have never once farted so hard in my sleep that it woke me up. You guys need a little more roughage in your diet. Just a little bit. You'll be all right. So let's talk about regulations. In Razor Fist video, he goes over what happened with the major shipping lines of the 1800s, mostly talking about the Vanderbilt line and how Vanderbilt basically went around the government and in doing so was able to lower prices for people, get much better ships. Is it the Conard line? What the fuck's the line? The British line that just kept sinking over and over and over again because when they signed a deal with their government, or maybe it was an American line, I forget. But they signed a deal with the government where they promised they would always be at full steam. And we know in several cases that that caused accidents, where if the captain had been legally allowed to slow the ship down, they probably wouldn't have killed hundreds of fucking people. Meanwhile, Vanderbilt, he did it all himself. He didn't have to go through the government, so he didn't have to do that shit. The Cunard line, maybe it was Collins is the one I'm thinking of. I know it's one of those two. I just don't remember. Not White Star. White Star had all different problems. But these are back in the days of what were basically giant paddle boats. This is before you have the rear rudders. The rear, not the rudder. Propeller. They had giant paddles on the side, and they signed deals with the government to help fund that and to keep them going. But part of that deal was that they had to go full steam all the time across the Atlantic Ocean. And it caused several crashes. I don't know if you know this, but it can get foggy over the Atlantic Ocean. Whoopsie. So yeah, they end up killing lots of people and and they end up basically going under eventually. No pun intended. And Razor's point is, if you keep government out of it, you're probably going to get better results. Now, look, that's not always true. Government's bad, but companies do bad shit all the time that leads to issues for humans, right? You have companies that do dirty shit without government involvement. But you end up with regulations, nonsense regulations, like you have to go full speed all the time. All the time. Why would that be a thing? That's not even close to safe. You shouldn't do that with any boat ever. I'm not sure you should do that with anything ever. You're just going to get people hurt. But this is the kind of stuff that happens. But what ends up happening in this case is not just that kind of regulation. You end up with other regulations where it keeps other people from competing. For all the talk of shit that monopolies, bad, bad, bad. Monopolies in and of themselves are not bad. It's when competition is killed unfairly that it's bad, which is what the government does. Hear me out. Do you guys remember us talking about the $15 minimum wage? We talked about this a couple of years ago. It was really big. We need a $15 minimum. Well, let me do it right. We need the $15 minimum wage. Because at least the people who can have a job will get paid. Fuck those other people. I'm a communist. The companies who were on board for $15 minimum wages, because you'd see this, the people who supported a $15 minimum wage, Walmart supports it. By the way, at the time, Walmart didn't have a $15 minimum wage. I don't know if they even do now. I think, isn't their starting wage $12.50? But of course they were in favor of it. Do you know why? Because they could afford it. You know who couldn't afford it? People trying to compete with Walmart. Startups. They can't afford a $15 minimum wage because they don't have the muscle of a Walmart. And I've seen this with Walmart many times, where it's like, we need to do whatever the government says we need to do, which seems counter to their own business practices, and not just their business practice, their business interest. I'm trying to think of it. Things like environmental regulations. That's a big one. Walmart has to deal with a ton of environmental regulations. And they do. You know why? Because they know their competition can't. Anybody trying to start a new mega box store, going back before Amazon, of course, they couldn't compete because they couldn't afford all the regulations and all the building standards that you would need that Walmart easily can. And this stuff happens all the time. Major companies, these big ass companies, of course they support government control because that helps them keep other people from doing business. A great example of this kind of stuff, though, that Razor brings up, Microsoft. When Microsoft first came out, and for God, up until what, Windows, was it 98 that the government started fucking with them real bad? Donating to political campaigns. They're just doing their work. They're doing their business. And then the government starts coming at them for antitrust. And what was their antitrust thing? You're giving too many products with your product. You're putting a computer out there and your Windows 98 also has Internet Explorer on it. Now, what do they call it now? Edge. What a fucking horrible name. But you're giving them that and you're giving them all these things. How dare you? And that was their anti-business thing. Didn't really change. You know what did change? Politicians started getting a shit ton of money from Microsoft. They started, and Facebook had a similar problem. Facebook wasn't really donating a whole lot. And then the government starts coming at them. You know what they start doing? Donating a shit ton to political campaigns. It's really a dirty business. You have our government forcing these people into giving them money for their campaigns so they can then go into government and protect these guys from any up and comers. Meanwhile, they're telling you, hey, we're going to help you. We're going to save you from monopolies. How many major American business or major American breweries are there in America? There's 3. And 2 of them aren't. I don't think any of them are owned by Americans, which is fine. But how many? There's 3. Because nobody else can compete on that level. Because you have to have, there's too many fucking regulations involved. It's fucking stupid, man. Your government has some good things that it does. Hashtag not many. But most of what they do hurts you. It really does. It hurts the small consumer. It hurts the small business. But they sell it, man. They sell it to stupid people. We're gonna save you. At least in the bread lines, you're gonna get the bread. These people are fucked up, man. These people are fucked up. Oh man. We're gonna save you. By the way, your taxes are going up. Yeah. We're gonna put your employer out of business, but we're here to help you. Your employer, they're over there making money in ways that we don't think they should. It's not illegal yet, but we're going to make it that. I'm going to switch to a different fucking lighter. That was pissing me off. Oh, shit. I need to get more lighters. This is my last one. Da-da. Not that you guys care. This is not a professional show, man. You know, it's one of the things I want to talk about with the with me getting banned the other day. Yes, we're going back to that. This show, we do it the best we can. For all the jokes and stuff about, producers and shit. This, specifically as long as my internet stays the way it is, it's not going to get a lot better because we just can't. We already face an uphill climb. We have the wrong opinions. The quality is mostly just a radio show. And that's hard enough. And then we get on top of that, we have these arbitrary rules that are enforced years after anything was said. And we somehow still have to maintain an audience that came here for the kind of stuff we say and do while limiting ourselves so that we can stay on the platform. All right. That's where we are. So I need to explain this. I put it into a message for the channel earlier today. I've gone through and every video starting in November 1st of 2021, not every video, because there are a couple of videos. Every stream from November 1st of 2021 through about December 15th of 2023 has been deleted. I didn't download them. I'm not re-uploading them anywhere. I just got rid of them because I don't want to take a chance that there's something in there that we said jokingly, sincerely, or whatever that suddenly has become against the algorithmic bullshit. Going forward, most streams will be deleted on YouTube. I can't delete them all, and here's why. I have to maintain 4,000 watch hours in order to be monetized. So I can't get rid of everything. But I will get rid of most stuff. However, if you are interested, like you want to go back for whatever reason and see an old one, They will all be on Rumble. I'm not deleting them from Rumble, but I am going to have to start doing it here on YouTube because I do want to keep this channel. YouTube still is the best way to reach more people. So just going forward for safety's sake, I haven't figured out exactly how I'm going to do it. Maybe we'll keep it like on a 2-week time frame. But after that, they're just going to get deleted. And then they're going to come over here. Wish you had them backed up. Here's the thing. That's a lot of stuff. It took me over an hour just to delete all that shit. Imagine how long it would take to download. What is that? At least 1,400 hours worth of streaming, at least. So, yeah, I just took them all down. What'd you get a takedown for? Spreading misinformation about the 2020 election by saying I could not speak about the election. That's what the hit was for. That's why, I'm kind of curious. The fact that it went back to 2021 just makes me think it's the algorithm. But I'm trying to figure out what the fuck it was that I said that could have triggered the algorithm. Did you say it was free and fair? I didn't. What I said, you can watch it on Rumble because I did put the clip of it on Rumble. I said that Donald Trump is allowed to have an opinion. I'm stopping right there because I don't want to say the rest of it and trigger the algorithm. I didn't agree with any opinion. I just said he's allowed to have an opinion. And I said, I am not allowed to have an opinion because I'm on YouTube. That was it. It's like a total of 15 seconds worth of election talk. And that was it. And I got a strike for it. Chicago Mike, thank you. Monk, I know the subject has changed, but I found a beer for you. Check Twitter. Is this going to be ranch flavored? I have I don't have my I will check it out, Chicago Mike, but I don't have it open right now. That is a heresy itself. Yeah, and people are allowed to be wrong. I can't make a judge. I'm not allowed to have an opinion on the 2020 election, except it was free and fair and the best election ever. That's it. I'm sorry, 2016 election is what I was talking about. No, 2020. Yeah. I'm not allowed to have anything but positive, glowing reviews of every election. That's why I believe the elections over there in the Donbass region that found 98% of those people wanted to join Russia. Those were free and fair, and that their will should be accepted. Because I believe every election is fair. I have to because I'm on YouTube. However, let's talk about something else. Let's go back to beer, right? Let's say you think beer is the best thing ever. I think you're wrong. But you know what? It's okay for you to be, let's go with something that's a little too subjective. Let's say you think Brie Larson has a big fat ass. That is objectively false. She has a flat ass. We've proven it here. The Ass Crack team did a great job with the photos that we brought up. And she objectively has a flat ass. If you think she has a cute bubble butt, you're just wrong. You know what, though? You're allowed to be wrong. It's okay to be wrong. It's legal. I don't want to say okay, but it is legal to be wrong. Nope. Can't have an opinion. Can't go against what YouTube decides is right, which is nonsense. Even with something like flat earthers, because there for a while they went after conspiracy theorists, which was never really a thing. When they came through with their rules against conspiracy theories, it wasn't about conspiracy theories. It was never about conspiracy theories. That was about Alex Jones. That was literally just so they could justify getting rid of Alex Jones. If you honestly believe that the earth is flat and you want to come out and make a fucking video that says the earth is flat, I support your right to do that. You're wrong. You're absolutely 100% wrong. And there's a great chance I'm going to make fun of you, but you're allowed to have a stupid ass opinion. Not here on YouTube though. And it's one of the things that I really like about Rumble so far. Rumble's not going to be the Wild West. We're never going back to that here on the internet. It's just not possible. That's a genie you can't get back in that bottle. We've gone a little bit too far past that, to the point where banks will shut down things if it gets, oh, they've defied everything else we've tried. Quick, cut off all their ability to have financial support. So you're never going to have that again. But Rumble has done a really good job so far, just letting people have a fucking opinion. Let them have an opinion. YouTube, you want to, again, don't apologize because you guys are fucking assholes. And come out and just say, you know what? We were wrong. We were wrong. People should be allowed to have opinions on it. Here you go. We're going to let you have opinions again. If you actually incite violence, that will get taken down. But just having an opinion in and of itself is not inciting violence. The end. Frank, thank you so much. Hey, Monk, been lurking around. Did I miss the title? What the fuck was the title? Oh, yeah, we did that maybe half an hour ago. Kingslayer Damocles, thank you so very much. I'm behind like an hour, but I was a Budweiser drinker. Keyword was. Fair enough. Look, I get people who are, I don't boycott myself. It would have to be something horribly egregious for me to boycott. But I get people who do. I really do. Speak with your money. If I drank Bud Light, I doubt I would stop drinking over Dylan Mulvaney. Instead, I would just be very vocal about how fucking stupid I think it is. Remember, I'm allowed to have an opinion. It becomes the new YouTube. You can bet for sure they will act just like YouTube. I don't think so. The guy who runs Rumble right now, who owns Rumble, he's pretty okay with this stuff. I think you're gonna have, I don't want to say any words. I think he's gonna let people mostly still just speak. And that's the big thing. He's always gonna have to do things like, if it's illegal, it's got to come down, period. If there's a copyright claim, it's got to come down, period. It's the law. But I think the only way you see Rumble actually fall like that is if it gets infected by the kind of people who work at YouTube right now. And from what I've seen of this guy, he's not going to let that happen while he's there. This is the kind of shit, like with, again, I keep going back to Walmart. I know a lot about that from being in the culture for 10 years. If you look at the company under Sam knew what his business was. Sam broke the mold on how business is done. Sam gives us layaway. Sam has his store owners buy into the company so that they have an actual stake in it. Sam believed you go and you talk to your customers because that's how you build a lifelong customer. They become loyal to your friendship. You have people in each department who know about that department. So when somebody comes there, they know that they're going to get answers to their questions. And then Sam dies. And then slowly they start bringing in people who learned about business in college. In colleges who teach that what Sam did is the wrong way to do business. And slowly, it turns into what it is today, and it's losing money constantly. Monk, I hear that. I was hired at Sam's right after he died. It took less than 10 years for his kids to screw up the culture. I got screwed so bad working for them. I see his kids they didn't take the active role that their old man did. They did for a little while, but it's not run by the Sams anymore. It's farmed out to their CEOs. And these guys, they're people who learned about business in business school. And there's some validity to that. Some of that works in some cultures. It just not everywhere. Nick Ricada's chat is pretty out of control over on Rumble. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, you get the edgy shit. Nick's not, though. Lancelot, thank you. I'm surprised they haven't yet tried to parlor Rumble yet. They can't. The guy who owns it, he's willing to take the hit for the money on it right now. And he's just slowly building it up right. And like the two people he recently signed with, the rap star, the rap guy. What's his name? T-Pain, is that who it was? And Dijon, John G Dine, I forget his name too. But these two guys that you can't point at them and go, look how right they are. They're not right in any way. Mr. Hughes says you have to know your customers. Absolutely, absolutely. And that was part of what happened with Sam, him passing. You have to watch the bottom line, of course, but they kept trying to cut corners in ways that don't make sense. Like, we're not going to have a sporting good employee. We're just going to have floor employees, and they'll just work all over the store. It is hard to learn an entire Walmart store. It is hard to be able to ask or answer specific questions. And see, that's why something like a Dick's Sporting Goods does so well, because it's just a sporting goods store. That's all you really have to know. You know, some fishing, some hunting, some camping. You have a guy in each of those departments. If you have questions, you go ask the gun guy. He'll answer them. You don't have anything like that in Walmart anymore. You don't have people who know their departments. And the reason for that is because the guys who run it now, they looked at hey, okay, look, if we run it the way we are, we have to have 15 employees here at all times in each department. Well, not overnight, but through the main part of the day. We could probably get that down to 10 if they have to do 2 departments each. There we go. That can get us down to 7, 8. We just cut it right in half. They're like, oh, wait, I got a better idea. If we just have 4, that's even more money we saved. It's just fucking stupid. Dix went anti-gun woke. Yep. Or yeah, that's what she said. Anti-gun woke. Everybody is. And they're dumb. They don't understand that that's not what you're alienating your customers without, saying, hey, you suck. I mean, typically alienating your customers, you're actually like insulting them directly. And that doesn't happen as much in business these days. They alienate them by trying to go after the wrong crowd. People who have no use for your product. Comic book industry, I'm looking at you. And anyway, Dick stopped having a gun guy years. Guys, I'm just using an example. Calm down. Cabela's. Do you feel better? That's what Cabela's is. Are we good with Cabela's? Anyway, Ace is a place with a helpful hardware. Yeah, I mean, if you went into a store and you're like, I want to buy a new computer. I want to buy a new computer. You're like, okay, I'm not real great with computers. What does this mean right here when it says it has a 60 gig hard drive? And you find somebody who works and you go, hey, what does that mean? It has a 60 gig hard drive, and all they can tell you is it means it has a 60 gig hard drive. Did you get your question answered? Does that make you feel good about your purchase? No. Yeah, man. Why would you care about Dick's selling guns? It's the name of a store. Only 60 gig? Well, that's the thing. That's the thing, Shio. A lot of computers, if you buy a box computer, it's one of the biggest places they save money. They will give you a fucking ridiculously small hard drive. And you know what? For most people who use computers, a 60 gig hard drive is probably fine. Probably fine, honestly. You're not gaining with it, a lot of shit on it. If all you do is use your internet for, watching movies and talking to friends on Facebook, 60 gigs is more than enough. But if the guy who's selling it to you can't answer that question for you, Frank Valentine, thank you so much. Can't find anyone in the outdoor section in my local Walmarts. They don't have them anymore. They're wandering around, probably stocking grocery. Probably what's happening. Or these days, doing personal shopping so people can have pickup at the curb. My mom's painted Sam's portrait before he died. Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. I have a lot of respect for Sam. And look, I don't think Sam was perfect. I think he made a few mistakes himself. Sam was really against the super center idea. He was absolutely wrong on that. Evolve Potato, thank you. Rumble actually acquired Locals, Really? Dave Rubin got a fat payout, huh? Nice, Davey. Anyway, Rumble actually acquired Locals, which is kind of like Patreon. So it does have an alternative way to make money. It does. But if it gets to the point, okay, hear me out. I get what you're saying. But what happens when they go, okay, you're not allowed to have a bank account? All right, tons of people are sending you money. How are you processing it at all? That's where they're going these days. This is where they're doing some things. That was a long time ago. Lots of things were long time ago. Good morning, Nuts. How you doing, sweetheart? Need almost a full terabyte to run Windows. Does it take that much space these days? I feel like no. I feel like Windows is only a couple, like 25 gigs. Maybe I just haven't paid attention to it. PayPal and Stripe. Yeah, tons of shit have had their banking ability removed. This is one of the things I do think needs to be passed. I'm not for a lot of our government. The government needs to pass rules that you cannot discriminate against people who are using a banking service if they're not doing something illegal. That should just be a thing because it is an absolute imperative for us to be able to use money. Going to be in the money business, you need to be, everybody should have access to it. They can't stop bartering. Instead of money, we send monkey live chickens. There you go. I hate what they've started doing with, I mean, the banking thing is probably one of the most dangerous things. Yes, I did say the government needs to pass, not just pass rules, laws, actual laws that you cannot discriminate against people from being able to do financial transactions at a bank, as long as the transaction is legal. That's it. Don't add any other shit to it. And that's where the government will fuck it up because they'll be like, also, that's what fucks us up with our government. Not everything they propose is bad. It's the also that gets us fucked up. Basic banking should be a utility. Only loans should be limited. Absolutely. I agree. Basic banking should be like a utility. We have to be able to use cash. We have to be able to use money. And as much through a debit card, credit card, what the fuck ever, US currency to do most things in the United States. And cutting that off from people because you don't like their political opinion is fucking disgusting. Ah, shit. Did it go down again? Are we back yet? Hello. And you ended with and as much. I don't remember what I was saying, so sorry about that. You just have to be able to have cash. Have to have cash. I really hate this because I used to. There's a little meter up here on my screen that shows me how my internet is doing, but it doesn't move anymore. It hasn't for like 8 months. It just stays on one thing. It looks like your signal for your cell phone. And it used to actually be able to show me how well my internet was doing. It doesn't do that anymore. Sorry, guys. Sorry. It happens. We'll just move along. All right. Yeah, Biden, you guys spent so much money. Give me my fucking good internet, you assholes. Jen says talk to one time. And it's not something that can be fixed. Okay. BlackRock controls more capital than all the cash in the world combined. Do they really? I don't pay much attention to that stuff. Have you tried turning it off and back on again? Many times. In fact, every time I do a game stream, I have to reset my computer to be able to use the Starlink again. Literally every time. Did you try poking it with stick? No, it's just a representation on my screen. I don't want to fuck up my my screen. How'd you get that big crack in your screen? I was trying to poke that in a stick because Dangerous told me to. My good internet is in Ukraine. Fair enough. So, guys, I am gonna take off. We're gonna wrap this one up. We're almost at 2 hours. Is there anything you guys want to talk about before we leave? Play Hobo Tough Life with me. Jen, I've played through that game. That was kind of a fun game, but I have things on my agenda right now. Nobody else plays that one. See if you can find Stunlock. Stunlock used to play that game. He might still play it. Do you know Stunlock, Jen? Bang the top like an old TV. No. It's not my computer. This is a representation from StreamYards. I'm not punching my computer because of something on theirs that doesn't change anymore. Speaking of which, I hope Stunlock as well. I haven't got to talk to him in a while. The only time I ever get to talk to Stunlock is the few times I turn on Discord, which I don't do very often. Last I knew, he was doing pretty well. I'm waiting for Insomnia to pass. Ooh, I hope it passes for you. Have you given up on Retards on the Prairie? I don't know what that is. Do I stream on Rumble? I'm on Rumble right now, WR. I dual stream this. By the way, I was asked about that. Like, do I use oh shit, what's the name of that site? Yeah, anyway, I don't use anything to dual stream other than StreamYards. It's built right into StreamYards, which is great. And it takes a little work because like they have YouTube integrated. I think they have Twitch and even some of the social media apps like Twitter and all those. But if you want to use Rumble, since you don't have your own dedicated keys and everything over there, every time you make a live stream, you get a new address and key. So you have to manually enter it into StreamYards. The Western game you were Wild West Dynasty. I haven't looked at that since we played it. I haven't seen major enough updates to make me want to go back to it. If they fix it, I might go back. Right now, hell no. God, that was so bad. Oh, I've been looking forward to that game for so long, and then it comes out and it's like, oh, this is jank. It's for those of you who don't know what that is. You're supposed to be able to build up like your own Wild West community, a town you actually build yourself. There's a game called Medieval Dynasty where that's exactly what you do, and it's a lot of fun. And so Wild West Dynasty's announced. I'm like, that sounds cool. Doing the same kind of thing. And I love the Old West. Love the Old West. Like, this is awesome. And then I get there and they don't even let you build. I'm like 2, almost 3 hours into it. You guys can go watch. Actually, I don't know if that one got saved, but I'm just playing through it the way it's telling, following the story to try to get to the point where they start letting me build shit. Never got there, ever. No, like this. And they keep teasing this story where like, there's some fishy stuff going on with who your real dad is. It's totally not this guy who we keep making you talk to, who had some weird relations with your mom. It's some severely bad writing. They need to bring in people who actually can write. Yeah. Anyway, guys, so we're going to wrap up. I don't think I saw anything. I hate people that think small government means no government. You know what? That is an excellent thing. And I used to run into this in libertarian circles. Old school libertarians, before they were infested with the Bernie bros who just don't understand that communism and libertarianism are not at all compatible. You ran into people who thought libertarianism meant anarchism, and they're not the same. They're not at all the same. Libertarians, the libertarian philosophy is not that we don't need any government. You still need some. You still need military and things that are actually called for. You don't need anarchy. Anarchy doesn't work. Anarchy leads to warlords. If you think government is bad, yeah, all right. It's also unavoidable. What do you mean? This government is slippery slope. It's also unavoidable. It's not a slippery slope. It's all right. You're right. It is a slippery slope. The problem is we don't pay attention to the slippery slope, and we keep giving these assholes more and more power because we fall for the stupid shit they say. They want to remember what was the name of that thing that the internet where they were gonna? I can't remember it. It was really big, going right at the end of the Obama administration, and then Trump comes in and they kill it. What the hell was the name of that? Internet neutrality. That's what it was. If you watch the talking heads and everything, we need internet neutrality. We need it. Where it's gonna, without it, the internet's gonna die. We haven't had it for a while. Net neutrality has not been a thing since Trump killed it very early. Well, Trump's people killed it very early in his administration. The internet died, guys. All it was a way for the government to gain even more power, and this time over the internet. So yeah. Now, the one thing he did that was actually bad, Obama, the irreversible, was giving away the internet. We invented the internet, not Al Gore, but the US, and we housed the internet, and then we turned it over to, who the fuck did we turn that over to? I want to say Cambodians, but I know that's wrong. But the people who now actually run it, they're like, no, we will totally make sure everything's fine. We do this too often, you know. We did this with like the Panama Canal. We built that motherfucker. We built it. A lot of our workers died doing it. It was our money. And then Jimmy Carter comes along like, yeah, we're going to give that away. I am stupid. And so we gave it away. Anyhow, it's not the UN, frankly, is it? I want to say it was we gave it to another country. Yeah. You turned it over equally to many different nations. Yeah, fuck that. We made it. You guys can use it. But yeah, it was ours. Fucking idiot. Australians made Wi-Fi, and we appreciate that. Did you guys really make Wi-Fi? The internet will die. The thing's been around for 20 years at that point. Yeah. It was going to kill it, you know. If we didn't have net neutrality. The things our government makes you afraid of, the things that they want you to just be cowering in fear. This is going to happen to you if we don't get power to fix it. Most of it's nonsense. Most of it is fucking retarded. Anybody who put up a server owns a little bit of the internet, though. Kind of, but they actually have the ability to shut the whole thing off if they wanted to. And then you have to go back to direct line communication. Y2K, faithless. When I talk about Y2K, people get mad. Like, no, it really was a thing. Y'all got duped. Y'all got duped. As bad as any other duping in human history, Y2K was just fucking nonsense. No, it only has 2 digits, and when it switches over to 00, it's going to shut down because we haven't actually shown that it does that, but we think it might. How's that working out now? Anyway, guys, I'm going to shut down. Restrict Act will make everything safe for the children. God damn it, Bubba, the Restrict Act. It's another one of those examples. It's such a bad example of our government. I mean, it's a good example, but it's a bad example of what they do. Okay, we got to stop China and TikTok. So what we're going to do is give the president the ability to, at his whim, decide that something on the internet is bad and has to go. What? What? They can't help themselves. If our politicians were honest, they would have to admit that most of the time they're not needed. It's just true. And how do you get elected? Okay, you got 2 people running for election, right? The first one says this. Things are pretty good. I don't see any real problems. I would like to be a representative in case a problem comes up. Here's how I'll handle it. But right now, I think we've just done too much. Maybe we actually need to pull some of that back. Maybe we need to cut Social Security. Maybe we need to raise the age of Social Security, since when it was installed, most people didn't live to the age that most people live to now. That's 65, or what was it, 62 when it was first introduced. Uh, Most people that live to that age, and now we're blowing well past it. Maybe we need to change it. But what we don't need to do is add anymore. And then on the other side of the aisle, you have a person going, everything sucks. If we don't give you more money, you're gonna die in the streets of hunger. I'm gonna stop you from dying in the streets of hunger. Which one of those is more likely to get people passionate? The guy who's saying, look, everything's fine, maybe we need to cut back, or the ones going, I'm gonna take care of you. I'm giving you money. That's our problem. It's it's that these guys are basically selling their seats. I'm gonna do everything for you. I'm gonna be your sugar daddy. And your opponent wants you all dead. Indeed. Do you remember the way back Paul Ryan, when he's in the house there? He's talking about, hey, maybe we need to adjust the age for Social Security. And they ran ads with somebody who looked like him throwing grandma literally off a cliff. Thank you, Vol Potato. What America turned over was the internet address book. It's what makes typing YouTube into the search bar instead of the long string of code work. If you control that, you basically can shut down access to any site. Yeah, they own it. We turned it over, to the world. Where did all these fuckers come from that want taken care of? That's my question. Um, Weak men breed bad times. We had good times. We've had really good times. If you go back to when Social Security, Medicaid, and all these things are Medicare, all these things are brought in, you can kind of see the argument for it, especially at the time when you're looking like Social Security. You can kind of see, but it was so limited, and by today's dollars, it's really small, and very few people got it because they just weren't living to be that age. So you can kind of see it, but then people are like, wait, when I get old, the government's should take care of me, because you've already put that in their minds. The government should take care of me. And slowly, with the more communistic bullshit that's been being taught to our kids over and over and over, you can't sell communism, not really, in a communist country, because they're already living there. They have to get lied to constantly. You can't go over there and be like, hey, if we become communists, everything's going to be good for you, because most of these people are eating dirt. You know where communism sells? You know where communism sells? Rich countries. Or at the very least, places where you can lie to people and they haven't had to live under it yet. Nobody leaves a communist country and is like, you know what you guys really need here in your free market economy? Communism. There's a reason we use the term escaped communism. There's a reason. You can vote your way into communism, but you have to shoot your way out. Yeah, true. You finished the stream wrong. What do you mean? I'll say it, privileged country. Yeah. Communism, you breed this envy. Communism is based on envy. It really is. That guy has more than me. We should all have the same amount. Well, all right. I hear you. But the same amount. Okay, this guy has $1 billion. And there's 1 million people. He has that $1 billion. Everybody gets some of it. Do you know what that $1 billion just turned into? If you take $1 billion and you divide it by 1 million, do you know what you get? It's 1,000. You got $1,000. Well done. Everybody's the same now. Everybody's dirt poor. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I am wrapping up here. I am gonna play a video game. I just don't know which one. I might throw on some. We might play some No Man. I really do need to finish Hogwarts. I am gonna finish it. I promise. I just don't know when. I think I'm gonna throw on some No Man's Sky. I'm gonna go see my wife first and say hi to her and give her kisses. Might show her my penis. I don't know. But I'll be over on twitch.tv, probably playing some No Man's Sky. You know, maybe we'll go through the portal tonight, just so you guys can see what happens when you actually, I'm using air quotes, beat the game, and basically kind of have to start over. So yeah, we'll probably play some No Man's Sky over there. We will be playing 7 Days to Die as soon as the update comes out. The Alpha 20.7, I think, is the one that we're waiting for. When that one comes out, we'll go back to playing some 7 Days. I kind of want to play it now, but I don't want to start one that I'm going to have to restart in a week. I can do a lot in a week in 7 Days to Die. You know what? I'm going to start a movement because Alpha 21's coming out. I'm going to announce this now. Alpha 21's coming out. Excuse me. However, when they have the advanced weekend, they'll let streamers do an advanced weekend of 7 Days to Die. They get it right before everybody else gets it, so people can see it played and all of this. But you need like 5,000 followers to be able to be in that group. I'm looking for my audience to go to the 7 Days to Die people and be like, look, Monkey deserves an exception on this. Monkey's got the experience, the know-how, the personality, and you need to let him in on this. So I need y'all, in a nice way, to pester the 7 Days to Die guys to let Monkey get an exception to that rule. That, or get all of your friends to come fucking follow my Twitch. They don't even have to watch, but I need 5,000 followers. Monk deserves the pre-release. I do. I'm not patting myself on the back here. This is just true. If you want to know something about the game, you want to know how to do something about the game, you want to see the best builds that no zombie can penetrate, you want to come watch Monkey. I have been responsible for tons of people buying the game. I've been responsible for tons of people being given the game. Let me have it early. I'm just saying. That's not equity, it's merit. It's true. I would put my skills on building and playing that game on par. I'll put it up against anybody's. I will build bases that'll make theirs look like child's play. You can't buy 5,000 follower bots. Nah, I don't have the money, man. Monkey now with less penetration. I'm so good at that game. I've gotten now to where I have to try to make it harder for myself. And not with mods, playing their base game. Just your base game, guys. I'm one of the few people who sticks to just the base game and make people excited about it and build awesome shit. I just get to play. That's all I'm saying. I'm just going to leave that there. Guys, thanks so much for coming and hanging out. Thank you for all the donations. You guys are awesome. Thank you for the support. I do want to say that because yesterday really was kind of stressful for me. I was one strike away from losing my channel, and you guys coming over and watching us on Rumble, I know that that's always a backup now, that it's a viable backup, and I appreciate that. That's a couple of times you've done that for me, and I really, really do love you for it. Guys, take care of yourselves. Twitch.tv/Ranting Monkey. I'll be over there in just a little bit, maybe half an hour to an hour, and we'll play some No Man's Sky. Love you. Take care of yourselves, and be happy. I should have a song planned for the end of my show. It's how you know I'm done talking and that it's time to go. But I'm really lazy and I don't plan ahead. That woman farted so bad she thought she shit the bed.